my name is Aimee Fuller.
So first question is, what advice would you give to girls who are starting out in the sport?
Advice, I would say get out there with your mates, whether you're in a snow dome, like on the dry slope, or if you're lucky enough to get out to the mountains, and just ride and have as much fun as possible. Literally everything I've learned, I've found like I've accelerated the learning process just by having fun with my friends. So really, just a combo of riding as much as you can, and starting out small and working your way up progressively. Definitely don't rush into things. Like I learnt that the hard way. Flew straight to Colorado, my first trip to the States, and I broke my collarbone in the first half an hour, just like being too keen. So just start out slow and just progress gradually and have a bit of fun with it.
Everyone seems to be obsessed with what's in your fridge, so tell us a bit about your diet. And
yeah, I don't know where this has come from, but suddenly everyone's like, what do you eat? Yeah, I mean, I eat pretty normally. Just try and eat as healthy as I can. Obviously, as a normal person, I do love my candy. I don't actually like chocolate, but yeah, just trying to eat as sort of wholesome and well as possible.
One of the girls was saying, how do you keep fit when you're on the road?
On the road, well, me and Jenny Jones, I'm not sure if you know her, we've started something called Jassy. And that is our own version of yoga. So after riding, it's called Jassy, Jenny and Aimee yoga style, because we don't really perform yoga probably as it's supposed to be. We have music and have a bit of banter with it, so it's more like stretching than yoga. So yeah, after riding we do a good bit of Jassy. I've been getting into a bit of running and also like a good bit of strength and conditioning work. After the days off, get in the gym and just pound the legs out, have a day off, and then you're raring to go again. So yeah, a lot of strength work, but then also just a bit of mellow yoga in the evenings.
A random question about food. Have you got a favourite restaurant in any resort in the world?
My favourite restaurant? Yes. It's not really a restaurant.
Okay.
But in Breckenridge, I think it's called Cuppa Joe's. And every time we finish riding, we go in and we get a sweet potato burrito. That's pretty epic. That's sort of our favourite.
Okay, so how many times did you try the backflip on the big bag before?
The double backflip?
Yeah.
I think I must have done it about 8 times.
Okay.
I just kept doing it until I wasn't even thinking about it, and then it got a bit windy that day and it was a little bit icy, so I went down, chilled and just slept on it, and then the next day came up first thing, did one single backflip and then just started going on it, and I think I got it on the 3rd go.
Oh my gosh, so what was the process of doing your first backflip though?
Literally I always wanted to try backflip, like from the day I first started snowboarding. And I think probably it was about 3 years later, it wasn't straight away, I sort of learnt how to snowboard first, obviously, and then I started travelling with the British junior team when I was 16, and we built this little soft kicker into some soft snow, and I actually landed the first one I did. I don't know how, but yeah, from that minute on I was just buzzing, and it's such a fun trick.
Have you got a gymnastics background?
I did 2 years of gymnastics, from the age of 10 to 12, but I guess you could say I was a little bit clumsy. I was quite elephant-like, but I sort of muscled my way through that for a couple of years and got to the sort of basic standard of gymnastics that you get, and that definitely will have helped me a lot. And since then I've just sort of continued it. I've never really lost it. Sort of I can do kind of most of the stuff still, obviously far less gracefully than I could when I was 12, but yeah, just sort of the round off back tuck, I could sort of give that a wang still, and I just kind of kept doing it. So when I started snowboarding, I still had that sort of aerial awareness, that basic level.
Yeah. Do you think it's ever too late to start snowboarding?
No, my mum is 48, I think, and yeah, I'm gonna get her out snowboarding this year for sure. So I don't think it's ever too late, and there's seriously some women you see out in the mountains now that are charging, and it's awesome. I think you give it a shot. You start out on the baby piece and just work your way up. So there's no need for any stress, or you can just take your time with it, and it's definitely something you can pick up. Just gotta take the perseverance.
What should I do in the UK to get better?
In the UK, head up to your local dry slope, get in the snow dome if you can. That literally is the best thing you can do. You're on real snow, effectively, on UK turf, and I think it's just brilliant. You get so many laps, almost more than you would say on the mountain, because you can just lap and lap and lap for as long as you want, and you know, because it's a small, you know, it's a controlled environment, you really can work on those basics, and then when you're out in the mountains, you know, you feel more confident, and then you can progress.